Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, my dear student and viewers. All of you are welcome to my virtual class. My dear student, today I would like to discuss a grammatical point for the student of class 9-10. My dear student, in previous class I have discussed about transformation of sentence from compound to complex. So today I would like to discuss transformation of sentence from complex to compound. So my dear student, let's start our class. From complex to compound. From complex to compound. In the previous class, I have discussed from compound to complex, and now today I would like to discuss from complex to compound. My dear student, we know we have discussed in previous class what are the symbol of complex sentence. The symbol of complex sentence are though or although, as, since, or when, then, if, and then, with WH word. WH word. And then, so, that, or that. So, my dear student, today we will discuss about this 5 kind of sentence with though, as, since, or when, if, WH word, so, that. These 5 types of complex sentence I would like to discuss today. So, first of all, though or although. My dear student, it is the symbol of complex sentence. In previous class, we have discussed compound to complex, and there I have discussed if there is but in any compound sentence, we should use though or although at the beginning of the sentence or before the subject. So today, if you sense this rule, then it will be okay. How? Look at the board, my dear student. Though or although he was ill, he went to college or school. Though he was ill, he went to college or he went to school. This is complex sentence, and we have to change it into compound. So, my dear student, though or although will be omitted as it is the symbol of complex sentence. So, in compound sentence, the symbol of complex sentence will be omitted. So, though or although will be omitted. And then, in lieu of comma, we will use here but. Then it will be okay and it will be compound sentence. Then what will be the answer? He was ill. In lieu of but, we will use here the symbol of but, the symbol of compound sentence. But then he went to college. It will be okay, and this is the right answer of this sentence. Though he was ill, he went to college. He was ill, but he went to college. It will be okay, there is no problem. But I have discussed in the previous class, in compound sentence, if the subject is similar, second time subject will be omitted. If the verb is similar in the both part of this sentence, the second verb will be omitted. Now check in the sentence if there is similar subject and similar verb in the both part. Here he and here he. So in the compound sentence, for this compound sentence, the subject is similar, so the second subject will be omitted. So here will be omitted. Then, my dear student, look at the verb. Here was and here went. Verb is dissimilar, so went will be used. So the appropriate answer will be he was ill but went to college. This is the appropriate answer. In compound sentence, if the subject of the both part of the sentence, second subject will be omitted, and if the verb is similar for the both part, second verb will be omitted. And if anyone want to keep two subject and two verb, then it will be also okay. It is not mistake. It is clear, my dear student? Then another complex sentence, as, since or when. As, since or when. We have discussed in the previous class from compound to complex. If the compound sentence is with and, complex sentence will be at the very beginning or before using subject, as, since or when. So today we should change it. If the complex sentence is with as, since or when, then what will be its compound form? Look at the sentence. When the classes were over, comma, the students went home. Look at the sentence, my dear student. This is complex sentence. Here when the symbol of complex is used, and here comma also used, and there are two subject, two verb. So this is complex sentence. And if it is indicated to change into compound, what will be the answer? My dear student, first of all, the symbol of complex will be omitted, like though or although. Then here comma, in lieu of comma, and will be used. In lieu of comma, and will be used if the complex is started with when or as or since. But if the complex is started with though or although, in lieu of comma, but will be used. In the previous sentence, I have discussed it. So, my dear student, when the classes are over, the students went home. This is complex sentence, and what will be its compound sentence? And when will be omitted? It is the symbol of complex. So, first the classes were over. Here comma is used. So, in lieu of comma, and will be used in compound sentence. And the students went home. This is compound sentence. And we have to say in compound sentence, if the subject or verb is similar in the both part, second subject and verb will be omitted. Now check, here the subject is the classes and here the subject is the SS or students. The subject is dissimilar. So second part subject will not be omitted. It will be present. Now verb, here over, where, and here went. Verb is also dissimilar. So verb, both verb will be used. So this compound sentence, two subject, two verb is present. It's okay, my dear student. The classes were over and the students went home. Now, if there is if in complex sentence, what will be its compound form? If there is if in complex sentence, what will be its compound form? My dear student, in previous class we have discussed from compound to complex. If the compound is with or, only when we should use if plus subject plus negative form. is not it? So today we would change this form into compound. How? Look at the board. If you do not read, you will fail. If you do not read, you will fail. This is complex sentence. Why? Here it is if, the symbol of complex sentence, and to subject, to verb is also present. So this is complex sentence. And what will be its compound form? I have mentioned before, if plus negative part of this sentence will be omitted. If plus negative part. Then if you don't, this is the negative part. If plus negative part, you don't. Subject plus not, it is the negative part. So in if plus negative part will be omitted, and then all things will be okay. So the answer will be read, and here comma is used in the complex sentence. In lieu of comma, or will be used. Read or you will fail. This is the compound form of this sentence. If plus negative part will be omitted, and then all things will be okay. Only in lieu of comma, or will be used. If you don't read, you will fail. Read or you will fail. Have you got the idea, my dear student? Then we will discuss another kind of sentence with WH. With WH what? If there is any WH word, what will be its compound form? My dear student, please remember in mind, if there is WH word, and will be used. And the object of the sentence, the object of the sentence will be changed into subject after and. How? Look at the board, my dear student. I bought a shirt. I bought a shirt which was costly. I bought a shirt which was costly. This is complex sentence. And what will be its compound form? This is with WH word, which. So remember in mind, in lieu of which or what or any kind of WH word or relative pronoun, the word and will be used in lieu of relative pronoun. And after and, of course, the object of the sentence will be changed into subject. Here object is a shirt. Then its pronoun will be used after and. Then what will be the pronoun of a shirt? It. Then it will be okay. Have you got the idea? If there is any relative pronoun in complex sentence, the compound sentence will be with and. In lieu of relative pronoun, and will be used, and after and, the subjective form of this sentence object changed into subject. What will be the answer? I bought a shirt. I bought a shirt. Which will not be used. This is the symbol of complex sentence. So in lieu of which, and will be used here. And after and, the subject of this object of this sentence will be changed. So in this sentence object is a shark, so its pronoun or subjective form is it. It was costly. It was costly. I bought a shark and it was costly. This is the compound form of this sentence. Tale in lieu of which and will be used, and after and the subjective form of the object will be used. Now my dear student, this is compound sentence, and for this compound sentence we have to check the subject is similar in the both part or not. Subject here I and here it, dissimilar, so both subject will be used. Here verb bought and here verb was, verb also dissimilar, so verb will be used in both parts. So this is the right answer. I bought a shirt and it was costly. So my dear student, another sentence we have left. So that. This is also complex sentence, and if it is indicated into sense compound, what will be its right answer? My dear student, in lieu of so and will be used, and in lieu of that and will be used. Sorry. In lieu of so very will be used, and in lieu of that and will be used. Please remember in mind, my dear student, if the complex sentence is with so that, বাংলা অর্থ এতই যে, so that. If the complex sentence is with so that, the compound form will be same, only we have to do two activities. Number one activity is very will be used in lieu of so, and number two activity and will be used in lieu of that. Then it will be compound. Look at the board. I will give an example. He was so weak that he can't walk or walk. He was so weak that he couldn't, because the first part is past form. He was so weak that he couldn't, not can't. Couldn't or could not walk. As here is past form. He was so weak that he could not walk. This is complex sentence. There are two subject, two verb, and there is symbol of complex, so that. So what will be its compound form? I have mentioned before, in lieu of so very will be used, and in lieu of that and will be used. So what will be the answer? Check. He was, in lieu of so very will be used. Weak. Then that, in lieu of that and will be used, and he could not walk. This is the compound form of this sentence. My dear student, have you got the idea? If the complex sentence is with so that, the compound form will be very easy. In lieu of so, very will be used, and in lieu of that and will be used. Only two activity you have to do. So my dear student, today we have discussed about changing from complex to compound. If there is although, then compound will be with but. If there is as, since or when, compound will be with and. If there is if plus negative part, then compound will be with or. And if the sentence is with any relative pronoun, for that case in lieu of relative pronoun and will be used, and after and the subjective form of the object will be used. And if the complex sentence is with so dot dot dot, the compound form will be very easy. In lieu of so, very will be used, and in lieu of that, and will be used. So my dear student, today the class is ended, and I hope all of you are well and will be well.